I figure that the best way to open this up is let you two fight over who loves Victor Eklund more.
It's the three of us. I think it's our
Yeah.
number one draft sons. Like he is the son. Like he is our child. Like he is number one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like a huge mark for Victor. I don't know what else to say. Like I don't know. He's not the best player in that range. That much is for sure. Like I think like there are other players in that range that are better than him, but I like him the most in terms of like players that make things happen on the ice and have a tangible impact in the pace and flow of the game. Like that's what I'm looking for at this point from this group. And I keep throwing out the comparable of like Chris Kunitz, but it's like spot on to me. You know, it's a small forward who can go around and hunt people, bury people occasionally, and has a really good finish. I thought it was interesting that like the Penguins have been like releasing little snippets of like their draft interviews, right? Like, which is crazy. Like, I don't know a lot of other teams that are doing that. And I thought it was funny though that Victor Eklund said like they like pick 3 attributes about yourself that are really good, and the third one was playmaking. I was like, I don't know about that, buddy. I really like pump the brakes on that one. I mean, like that's legitimately my only criticism of him is that like I don't think he's a bad playmaker. I just don't think he does it a lot, right? Like I think he's more of a proven more to be a trigger man. But I'm not trying to poop on Anton Frondell with this comment. I'm really not. I promise you. But like,
you're gonna say the same thing. We're gonna be in the same boat with this. It's insane.
Like, a lot of the space that Anton Frondell enjoyed this year was given to him as a result of the work of Victor Eklund. And like Frondell fans really don't like hearing that. Like they get really mad when I say it, but like, dude, nobody can prove me wrong. You know, like I haven't found anybody to prove me wrong yet. Like, you know, Frondell, like, look, I mean, when he the 10 games he played in Djurgården Jr. when he came up rehabbing from his injuries, like bar none the most dominant I saw anyone in any league this year. Like he was like a puppeteer, like just marioneting these kids around and like dominating them. But then when he came up, it wasn't pretty right away, right? Like there was a little bit of like you could see his sea legs weren't there initially. I don't think like that doggedness in the forecheck was present at all, which probably ties right into what I just said about the sea legs. But it was almost like Eklund's approach to the game was infectious to him. And then as time wore on and they spent more time together on a line, you could see habits like getting adopted almost. And like, you know, I hear the argument of like, well, he was just getting healthy. Maybe. I don't know that that's was really a part of his game before that. I wouldn't have said that like he was a tenacious forechecking puck hunter, right? He's more of like an ambient space hunting sniper to me that developed that bone because his line mate is an animal. But like there's clips this year of like, you know, Eklund being in front of the net, defenseman that's 2 times his size comes over and runs pretty clear interference on him. He's down on the ice, gets up, scores. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just doesn't quit. There's no stop. And like that defenseman turned away for 1 second, thinking he had him rubbed out, and there he is down on one knee, like depositing the puck. So, like it's a copycat league right now, and the NHL is trending towards heavy forechecks, like Florida. And I think that goes back to the Penguins of like, you know, 2016, 2017. Like Florida took what they did and put it on like diesel fuel, you know. And I think a lot of teams are following suit with that. I think that's a very common way to play now. I think like Toronto tries to play that way. They try being the key word. I think, but I think there's a lot of teams out there doing it. And I think if you're looking to, if you're thinking future state, you know, Eklund's the guy that is going to help stir that soup. And he's doing it against men. You know, I keep hearing people getting my mentions, but oh, he's 5'7". Grown men are pulling themselves out of the earth. Having met him, like they are removing themselves from the crust of the earth. Like, I don't want to hear anything about his size. It's not a concern to me. Like, he's playing against men right now. Like, I'm bring him over, you know, let's go. Like, I'm not really worried about it. And I'm not saying he's ready now, right? Like, I wouldn't go that far, but I think he's got one of the shortest runways of anyone in that range, if not the shortest runway, for that exact reason.
I think Victor Eklund might be the only person on earth that doesn't know that he's not 6'2", 6'3", and like 200 pounds. Cause it's like watching his motor and just watching him like actively almost look for battles against like these, like, again, men in Sweden. There's like ex-NHL guys or guys who just like never left Sweden. It's just like him in front of the net is comical to watch. But like I wish I knew we were gonna compare Frondell and Eklund, because I have one. My favorite clip is just one where like Eklund does two laps around the offensive zone with the puck. He just plays with this pace that I don't think Frondell can match either. Like Frondell is a really I love him to death, but like the pace and motor of Victor Eklund is just like it's insane, which contributes to the space too. But like there is one where he is just like initiating contact and just doing 2 laps, like throwing out backdoor dishes, collecting the puck himself with the forecheck, and he literally did 2 laps and then eventually just finds Frondell for a one-timer. It is my favorite clip of any prospect in this draft class specifically, which I wish we could play because it's the best. I probably watched it 700 times, but like it is. And this can kind of transition us into just like this draft as a whole, especially given what's come out just over the last few days about like what players are rumored to be going where, which I mean, who knows what teams put out this shit all the time. But like it's been so hard for me to not put Eklund like a few spots ahead of Frondell, even though I know that's not happening. Like I don't really care what ends up being like the final order, but like they played so many minutes together and so much of the offense that Frondell was benefiting from was just Eklund being a lunatic. It's just
who was the
causing
extra
chaos.
forward? Who was the extra forward in the playoffs? It wasn't Victor Eklund.
Sure. It's just
not Victor
so
Eklund.
Good.
I said that Anton Frondell's season was a sandwich. The buns weren't great. They were a little stale, but the inside was a big, juicy, meaty burger. I don't think his U18 World was good. And I get that because he just came off the back of leaving the time zone. Like he went to a whole different time zone off the back of a gigantic playoff run. So I could be sympathetic to that. They got benched, dude. Like,
yeah,
Frondell fans, they don't like hearing that either, man. Like, they don't like hearing it either. Here's the thing. The Frondell truthers are out of control. We have to be comfortable with talking about this.
He's going
now
3.
They're putting him over Michael MISA.
2.
They're putting him over Michael MISA. Pump your brakes, bros. What are we doing? Well, his points per game was the highest in this. Seriously, he was on the best team. like I on a team with like Marcus Kruger and PJ Axelson. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. Michael MISA scored 64 goals. What are we doing? Like there's no conversation here for me. Michael MISA is the most complete player in this draft by a country mile. I'm comfortable with saying this. Clip it. If Frondell turns out to be better than MISA 10 years from now, embarrass me. But I feel very comfortable about this. Like very comfortable. I'm not majorly concerned about that outcome, just to be frank with you. And so much of like that it comes down to he big, right? Like that's the analysis that people like tacking on the end. He big. Like I get it. And like there are times where he play big. Like he that's true. But like I don't know, man. It's just are we like a lot of people are just assuming he's a center.
A lot of people are assuming
I don't think he's gonna be a center. Like that's the other thing too. I'm not convinced he could possibly like. Hey, if you're like, I'll take this guy.
We're gonna go do karate in the garage after this. I get it. Like I understand why people think that. I'm just stealing what you just. I am not convinced. I'm just not convinced. There is a level of. Somebody just said Misa's so overrated. Yeah, come on, get out of here. I just think that I don't know that he's got it in all 3 zones for that role, for that position. I don't know if you think, and I don't want to like make it like the position of being a winger sound useless and trivial, but like if you think about how he plays and the open space that he stocked, and like you talked about Eklund making those laps. When that puck gets distributed, all 10 eyes, he's playing a team of Cyclops. All 10 eyes are on him, right? They're all on him. And like, I don't know. I feel like if he's to do that same thing at the next level, he's going to have to stay a winger.
And I mean, his shot
humble.
is so fucking good. Like,
Oh, it's a
Frondell
goddamn
can
piss
rip a
missile.
fucking
Yeah.
puck. Like, there's no problem if he ends up like transitioning to the wing and just being an absolute fucking sniper. Like that's fine. Like the shot's that good. And again, like, it's just funny when I was going back and like clipping up videos for both Frondell and Eklund. Again, like almost 100% of their minutes are together.
Yeah.
And it is just Eklund cooking, and eventually just like finds Frondell. There've been like a couple where like Frondell was dancing guys just like off the counter attack. It was great. But like so much of the offense, it was like he's not creating it, that's for sure, but he's absolutely benefiting from it. He's definitely a finisher. So I don't feel confident drafting. If you're like, I'm gonna take him over Michael MISA, I'm like, well, you must have. I mean, there must be like hidden games that weren't that we weren't televised, like because I mean, like
share them with me.
It was like, please, I need to see what's happening because I just don't feel that confident,
and like
or as confident as you.
Don't get me wrong, like I get it, right? Because there's a potential based conversation that like when I did my top 40, I put Frondell over Eklund because if I'm going off ceiling. Right. And
I still have that. Yeah. I have back to back. Yeah.
I can see a world where Frondell develops into this behemoth and it works out great and everything goes well. But like that to me is just every chip falls the right way between now and then. Right. And how often does something like that take place? So again, I don't want it to make it sound like I'm not an Anton Frondell fan. I ranked him 6th. That's good. I feel like that's really good. I think that is indicative of how much I like him. I just feel like some people have taken it to a dream world, right? And the other thing about Eklund too, and you mentioned this, is he's a shark. He hunts, and coming off the wing, off. Let's say that the flow of play in the offensive zone is changing, right? Or somebody's coming far boards, near boards on Eklund. He's looking for them behind the net. He's looking for them behind the net, and the moment their head goes down as they're crossing over, boom. Like it's there, and he just knows how to time it. And I love when he comes laterally at guys. Like that's something else he's really good at this year is like coming laterally at them and catching them coming across the trolley tracks with their head down. And there, he's just built like a brick shit house. You know what I mean? Like there's no give to him whatsoever, and like you take the full brunt of that collision every single time. So yeah, he's just a wrecking ball, dude. I think he's going to be an extremely disruptive NHL player, and he's going to be a fan favorite wherever he goes, whatever city he's in.